Welcome back to another video about the 3D balloon powered car. In this video we'll talk about fun customizations, things that you can do to distinguish your car from other students. Many of you have seen race cars, most of you have, where you could have a tail fin, decorations on the side. To show you how to do a few of those. In terms of the decorations on the side, notice that your model is not necessarily a perfect circling. You can definitely see where the 3D printer will make kind of flat edges along the sides as it's making this paraboloid shape. I think I'm going to make kind of this indentation right there just to kind of spruce it up a bit, and I'm going to attach a work plane to this one right there. So that's easy to do. You just orbit around and kind of change your view, click the work plane button and click right there, and notice that any shape that I now add to my car is going to snap right to that flattened shape. So this is going to be a hole. Ultimately I'm going to make a flare with a hole here. Okay, so I'm going to rotate this piece, elongate it at the length of the car, and this is where I'm going to end my work plane. It's not necessary anymore. Click the work plane button and then just click somewhere. Okay, I'm going to rotate this further. Now, many of you have not used the rotation handles yet. They're kind of tricky to do because they're not actually, they don't actually appear in every view. So you have to just keep orbiting until you see all three, the X, Y, and Z rotation handles. So here's one, and here's one. Okay? Now if you click those and you kind of drag your mouse out beyond the circle, notice that inside of the circle, if your mouse is inside of the rotation circle, it rotates depending on a certain amount of degrees. Okay, so it kind of jumps. But if you drag your mouse beyond the rotation circle, my cursor is at the bottom of the screen. Okay, you can actually drag it an entire 360 degrees, which is great. So you can get some fine adjustment in your rotation. And this is what I need, because I'm going to try to align this up with my car. And that's tricky to do. Sometimes you'll have to zoom out. Okay, here we go. I'm going to pan down so I can drag this down. Notice that I can rotate with every single degree of the car. I need to go down further. And a little bit further yet. Whoops, Control Z. I love the Control Z. And I think I will push it down into my car because that's what I am going to be doing. Really all you need to do is get one side set and then you'll be good for the other side. Remember, you can use your arrow keys on your keyboard as fine adjustments as well. Some of you still might not know what I'm trying to do, but you'll see once I make this into the hole, you'll recognize what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to make a curve in the middle, kind of on the side of my car, just to make it look pretty fancy here. Kind of hard to do. There we go. I think I might have it now, so I'm going to push it a little bit that way. I'm going to try to make it not cut into my balloon column there. Notice that it's doing that. But if I push it this way, it's too far apart. This way it's touching, this way it's too far. So in order to get that happy medium, this is where you need to change your grid. I'm at 1/8 inch. I'm going to change it to 1/16 inch. Now when I use my arrow keys or my mouse, I can actually put my shape just where I want it. And I think that's exactly where I want it. Okay? All right. Other than rotating it back down a little bit, I think I'm good. So I'm going to do one more little rotation here. But I need to be able to see the outside of that rotation circle. There we go. Okay, good enough for government work. Once you get a flare on one side, I'm going to Control C and Control V. But before I do that, I am going to change my snap back to 1/8 inch because it's kind of easier to move and manage at a higher grid. Okay, Control C, Control V. Now, I want the same ornament on the other side of the car, but I want it to be perfect. So at this stage, there is another button called Flip, and this allows you to mirror or flip your shape either on horizontally or vertically. So I'm going to click Flip, and I'm going to mirror it horizontally, just like that. So this shape is actually perfectly in line with this shape, but it's just on like a mirror. It's like a mirrored effect. So now I'm just going to drag this to the side over here. I will have to do some fine adjustment, align this perfectly here as well. But it should be a lot easier in the second go around. Notice that my shapes are not aligned, so I'm going to do that immediately. But first I'm just going to check their distance from my column right here. So I'm going to change my grid back to 1/16. Click on this piece, arrow over. Actually, I think I need to go to 1/32 this time. There we go. Perfect. Now I'm going to select this shape, and I'm going to align them. I'm going to align their back side, so I'm going to click this button down here, and I'm going to align this button here, which they already are. Great. And many of you still say, well, that looks crazy. Let's make these into holes. And then let's group those with the body of the car. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. There we go. Pretty cool designs, right? That's the effect I was looking for. Okay. Similarly, you can add a cockpit, which you're going to want to do. We need to add a driver, which could simply be a sphere with a face. We'll do that in yet another video. So I hope you enjoyed watching this one. Be creative. This is where your car can maybe outshine. If it doesn't outdrive, at least it can possibly be out customized some of the other cars. But it's just kind of fun to do. Anyway, enjoy. Thanks for watching.